Yo, what's goody, everybody? It's that man Triple. We're back in the building yet again for the Growth Podcast. Man, it's been a little bit since we did one of these. Man, it's been probably like a month and change, maybe, but a lot's been going on. But I'm saying we have a few members of Growth here. Just chop up the topics that we got for this week. Just catch up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Chop it up as we usually do. I am joined today on this, you know what I'm saying, panel, this episode by a few people. First and foremost, Charles the Sauce. What's going on, dog?
Chillin', man. Good to be here.
I already know, man. I already know. Grizz on 13th, aka the Tribe Hopper. What's going on?
What's good? It's Grizz on 13th. How's everybody doing, man? Let's talk about some topics and let's get this popping.
That's the G Fuel right there, bro. I'm not gonna lie. He's ready. He's ready to roll. Anyways, we got niggas in the building. What's going on, dog?
Yeah, I'm chilling, man. You know what I find crazy? People take
Oh God.
People take crazy amounts of drugs to sit down. I don't understand.
It's me. I'm people.
He could be calling a lot of people out right now.
This is a very blanket statement right now. I'm not gonna lie to you, son. This is such a blanket statement.
Bro, we chilling. We got a lot to talk about. Everybody here has been like,
no product placement, Grizz. Put that bullshit down.
Everybody here has been like, low-key succeeding in their own different ways. So I'm happy to, be talking about it.
100%. Of course, last and certainly not least, we got Win Easy. How you doing, sir?
I'm pretty chill. This is usually my me day, and I'm happy to spend it with the fellas and actually talk about some cool shit though. Like we got some gas coming up.
Nah, for sure, man. It's been a minute. Yeah, like it's dead has been like a good minute since we chopped it up, man. There's been like so much different stuff happening. But before we get into everything, make sure you guys re-rating this 5 stars. Make sure you share it around. If you see the links on our Twitter at All for Growth on Twitter, and if you search us up, I believe it's just the Growth Podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We should be there, so be sure to check us out, share us around, tell the people that we out here. But yeah, speaking of just catching up and get into everything, we have had a lot of, I guess, not to give you the whole Leo DiCaprio whistle thing, but we had a lot of growth over the past month and a half, man. There's been a lot of different, literally. But I just want to go through and just kind of talk in a couple rounds about how we've been growing individually with the content stuff, kind of tweaks we made and just, some milestones that we might have hit. What's been happening, man? We'll start it off with Grizz, man. How you've been growing? Ooh. How has things been changing over the past month and change since the last episode?
Nothing has happened at all. Actually, I'm on this podcast to announce to everybody I am quitting content creation. It has been a nice journey.
I'm dead.
Here we go.
So it's been good, man. I've recently been growing a lot on TikTok and YouTube. Really just been doubling down on niching down and focus on what I want to focus on. So I think it's actually very funny. Last time we had a podcast, I was making video content on games and stuff. And then I don't know, I just randomly was like, let me, after DreamCon and stuff, I had a few of those videos do good. I was like, let me just double down and talk about anime. I definitely watch it a lot, and I have bad opinions about most things. So I said this can be a match made in heaven. It's been working for me, you know what I'm saying? So I've been done. And then, after niggas bullied me to drop a YouTube video, I did one about anime and it did pretty good. And I was like, well, shit, maybe I should just double down on the anime stuff on YouTube too. That's been working, so we close to 1,000 subs on YouTube. We're about to hit like 7K on TikTok.
Yes, sir.
I'm saying by end of the month. And we have another YouTube video dropping next week.
Oh
yeah, man. It's been pretty good, man. It's been pretty good.
Got you.
I've been working. Hey, I want to put this out there too for anybody who wants to use TikTok as a platform. Don't buy the hype. It's not an easy platform to grow on. It is, but it's not. It's not. Don't get it twisted. It takes work. I just want to know, as somebody who really does it, who's been grinding the app out, shit's hard because the app will. It kind of messes with your dopamine systems. Like it will give you a lot of growth and then it'll stop to make you post more.
Yeah.
and then it give you, and then it boosts you again. It's crazy. So yeah, I'm learning how not to be an analytic whore. I think that's my biggest problem right now in my content creation journey.
Yeah, nah, I hear it, bro. It's a lot, bro. TikTok is a different beast, bro. It's a different beast. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. And it's something I'm like starting to figure out, and now how I've been trying, a bunch of different stuff over the past few months. But yeah, man, listen, he ain't give the pure numbers, but I'm gonna say it. You know what I'm saying? At least minimum 6K grids. I didn't check the numbers lately, but you 6K on TikTok now,
I'm like
or well
60,
past 5K.
well past 5. I'm like 64.
64, yeah.
Yeah, I should be. I mean, depending on if I keep posting how I'm posting, I should hit 7 by the end of the month,
Nice.
according to my analytics. So
Listen, 7K, well past 500 on YouTube as well. You know what I'm saying? Good movement and traction over the past month, with the content shifts and all that. That's solid stuff. That's solid stuff, man. When easy.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Let's roll with you next, bro. How have you been, moving in terms of any milestones and goals you hit over this past little span of time?
Definitely hit the year-end goal, which was 200 subs on YouTube. I usually do smaller goals just because of the type of content that I make and the consistency that I have. So definitely past 200. We're at close to 225 now. Would love to hit 300 by the end of the year. That's what I'm shooting for. But if not,
That's gonna
definitely
happen. That's slight work, bro.
no, for sure, and it's all about consistency, and that's something that I've reincorporated streaming into my content as well. So now the Wotaku channel has 2 streams a day outside of the regular podcast on Friday. So we do like 3 streams a week on top of having at least 1 video out a week. Definitely been feeling a lot of love from the FGC community. Shout outs to them. A lot of my biggest videos have been fighting game related, and it's been a lot of fun because I always was afraid of getting into fighting games because I sucked at them. I sucked horribly. But I've loved the amount of support that you get from people in the FGC who are like, yo, I'm just here to see like the hype reactions. Like I found my own little pocket in this space that is like normally competitive for me to be able to be myself. There's been a lot of fun making fighting games content, and there's still content from other games coming out too, like Gundam and things like that. So just been keeping up with consistency, and there's just been a lot of growth all around. My TikTok has been actually active. I actually knocked the dust off that recently, and started doing a lot more and somewhat related anime content, but like fighting game content as well. Majority right now is like the little trend I'm on right now is like the JoJo's fighting game. It's been a lot of fun, man. It's been a lot of fun.
Word, man, word. It's definitely good to see, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I think Negus definitely said like it before, and I kind of echo it, bro. It's like, yo, when you tapped into this like the FGC lane, like you just been getting a lot of good love, a lot of just new fresh eyes. And I'm just like, I think it's a good fit because you're naturally adept at talking about a lot of different things in the fighting game community. With with how you normally deliver information and stuff like that. So I think it's a good kind of vein you found yourself in at the moment. So yeah, good shit, bro. Good shit, man.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's good to see somebody who's not like super sweaty play fighting games or talking about fighting games.
Facts. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like
that's the brand.
You know what I'm saying? Make it palatable. I can't. Before I met Win, I wasn't even like too familiar with certain like fighting game terms and whatnot, because I kind of just play fighting games aloof like with my family and stuff, like my brothers from time to time. But I never got as deep. This is probably the deepest I've been in like FGC stuff consistently. You know what I'm saying? Being around Win, so I would say that's a plus, honestly, because it's exciting shit. I ain't gonna lie. I never really watched Evo for more than like 2 hours before I met anybody in Grove, honestly. And so I was sitting there watching with y'all at one point. So hey, listen. It's solid stuff, bro. It's solid stuff. Moving down to Charles the Sauce. Last time we were here on the pod, I believe you're going into a hiatus.
Yes.
You're starting to make a little bit of tweaks and you're starting to ramp up. What's been up with you, dog?
So like you said, making a lot of tweaks to the stream, trying to make sure that the content that I put out is more of a production rather than just people coming to the stream and us just talking, which is fine. But I've been on TikTok a little bit more consistently. I think I found my lane there. As much as I love the game and I do hate it, Apex TikTok has been showing me some love. I've seen some decent growth there. Just giving my own takes on certain ideas or concepts. I think mainly my best one so far has been like something like you don't understand Vantage, because there was
Mm.
pros complaining about her. Just finding different ways to I guess express my thought process on certain items. Like pros complaining has been a big Apex topic lately, and I've seen a
Mhm.
lot of growth from just saying, "Hey, um, a small collective of people shouldn't make all the decisions for a large body of gamers,"
Mm.
and I've been seeing a lot of growth from that. I like Grizz said, niching up. I found, I guess, what I want to do for YouTube,
Mhm.
which is Pokemon content. I think that Scarlet and Violet is probably going to be really good for me and YouTube. Um, and yeah, I know just everything's been good so far. Just got a lot of updates and tweaks as far as visuals and on my stream. And the hiatus is almost over, so y'all gonna get some Chaw streams again soon. So look out for
Listen,
it.
we need the fridge back open, bro. I'm not gonna
Yes,
lie.
sir.
The
Yes,
Getting
sir.
moist.
streets been
I'm
missing.
getting
Under
Oh my.
moist
construction.
just
Under
thinking
construction.
about it.
I'm dead. I'm dead. On your own time, King. Please.
Nah, facts, bro. We need extra on your own times, bro. Just to cover the time loss and stuff like that. But honestly, I can't wait,
I
bro.
got you.
It's gonna be different gravy when you come back around, bro. It's gonna be like just up
Yes,
times
sir.
5, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. But can't wait for that stuff. And I'm glad you're making these tweaks and again finding the path through.
Yes, sir.
Negus, aka the Splatoon Sultan. What's
Mr.
what's
8K,
popping, man?
Mr. 8K.
You know what I'm saying? Like what's going on with you, man? What's been up?
Right now, it's just been like trying to figure out ways to like optimize myself. From the last time I think we talked about it, I think I hit I think I went from 6K to 8 from the last time we did this podcast. So yeah, like that's really been my goal is YouTube, man. Like it's not a joke. Like I play around with TikTok. I'm not gonna I'm like
Bless you.
I'll be honest with that. Like I play around with it. Like I more have fun with that website than trying to like force myself to use it. Like I have a lot of other plans that I want to do. But the biggest thing right now is like this month, like it's coming up is like partnerships. Like there's a good amount of them that like I'm gonna be doing and stuff like that. So like it's a new realm. And just learning YouTube. Like for myself, I had to realize that I'm different than like the rest of the Splatoon category of people because my content is more about like not a game. So like while I might not get the craziest boom of subscribers, and somebody would be like, "Yo, like, what do you mean?" And I'm just talking about like what I see from other people because like I opted to go the long run than just like like shock value of like just the announcements that came out. So I was like, you know what? Instead of a 1 minute video, I'm gonna do a 10 minute video. But yeah, that's just close to my nature, and learning the YouTube algorithm. Yeah. But that's all for me, really.
Yeah,
That's
man.
what's up.
Listen, man. Like again, he not gonna say the whole story, of course, but again, 10K on Twitch, he just recently hit 8K on YouTube, just
I
recently
did
hit.
10K on Twitch, right. I forgot about
TikTok
that.
been booming again. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really he's really again like fully assumed the path of the
I'm
content
also gonna
factory on
say this
Splatoon.
about niggas, right? I study niggas content, on TikTok specifically. I've looked up a lot of other Splatoon people, man. He got consistent numbers, bro, talking about the game, which is it's not very consistent around the board. You know what I mean? So he's talking about he posts on TikTok for funny. His TikTok is really good, especially for the amount of followers and stuff he has. Very consistent numbers. So we'll put that out there too. You wouldn't even know that. I still
Look
be all
at
you guys.
you see his face. He said, "I couldn't even tell you."
I really be doing TikTok for fun because like
Yeah.
it's not that I wouldn't tell anybody to take it serious, but I because I think it's a serious platform. But with how many platforms I use at this point, like I just don't want to be restricted to being like, yo, I gotta get up and get like a TikTok out. Like if that's like, your platform, perfectly fine. Like for me, it's like, yo, did I get a sick clip today? Let me go put that up. So right now I've been like, it's funny that you say this. I've been diversifying my content. That's actually the biggest things that like I've been doing. Right now, it's because of the fact that like, we're streaming a podcast. So my viewers are like, oh God, this isn't Splatoon. I'm gonna lose my mind. But like I wanted to make sure that like from Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok, you just get different content from me. and
Mhm.
that's like how I want it now. So yeah.
I'll give you an example, nigga. So I went to one of the other big Splatoon dudes. His views was like very inconsistent. I say like one he'll have like 300K, but then he'll have like 1,000K video, right? And then I look at and I also look the like to view ratio where it matters a lot. If it's not 10% of the likes to views, it's like the videos kind of but a lot of your videos are like damn near like 50-50. Like you'll have 50% of the likes that the views that equal to your likes. So like say for example, let's just do like give an example, you'll have like 500 likes and the video will be like damn near like not even like 5K or some shit like that. That's very good. That's very good.
I get you. As I said, the big plan is, I know it's going to sound weird, but real viewers, man. That's what I want.
Real viewers.
It's not,
yeah.
It's not weird at all, man.
What about you?
I'm trying to get in their minds.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It's not weird at all. And also, I didn't put it on the notes, but I do want to talk about that down the line. And like Negas, we definitely talked about this and like what I've noticed, especially with just looking at different things. But for me, man, like over this past month and change, it's actually been it's been more reflective than anything. I mean, I still hit good numbers on some videos that we've been putting out. But it was kind of a different type of growth in a sense from, I guess, my personal journey right now. It's just like figuring out what works, figuring out what I wanted to do, and slowing my ass down a little bit. I know there's a couple people. Okay, there's a couple people in here that what I'm saying, have told me several times to slow my ass down because you're doing a lot, and that's fair. That is a fair argument. I can get into this in depth like down the line because we got another topic that kind of talks about content in the sense of what's next. But I would say a lot of my progress has come in to dealing with kind of simplistic things on another channel. I started a sports channel probably since we did the last podcast, since the beginning of the Premier League season for soccer content. So I could check me on that at Full-Time Trip. That's been going actually like pretty better than I think, man. Better than I think. And then
we're been getting some crazy likes on those videos. Likes on those.
It surprised me because it's like now for me in that vein, I see how simple I can make it. Because I mean, I like football is my favorite sport. Like I love it. I watch it all the time. Like I think about it.
Soccer king.
Shut the hell up. Shut up. We're not gonna have this debate right now. But basically I just watch it all the time. I love the sport. So it's easy for me to just like spend 10 minutes, find something, what I'm saying, make a video on TikTok, or if the game is happening, I'm literally watching the game either on live stream or I just catch it after and I just like record a reaction to it, or just be like, oh yeah, listen, this is what happened, bro, break it down. Finding that simplicity has been a breath of fresh air because I felt like at times, and I can get into it later, I feel like I've spread myself too thin, and it's kind of negatively affected where I could be in terms of what I want to do next. So finding a better place to focus my efforts. And again, with the help of these fine gentlemen here and the people in my corner, I know what direction I want to go into next. And we'll talk about that towards the end of the pod. But the biggest thing I think during this period was the Growth Multiverse Invitational. I mean, that tournament was probably the biggest thing that, I was involved with over this past span. I know we had plans to do some type of tournament before anything even really started up, and I was hell bent on making one happen. I know I know everybody had this stuff going on, but I know me in my head I was like, I want to do this. Like I really want to like actually make this happen. So it took it was probably like a good like 3 weeks, maybe 3 weeks in planning, 1 week of like putting stuff together and then executing on the day. But it was honestly, I'll probably put some random ass Twitter thread about it later. But it was honestly such an honor to again help put that together, to help put that on, to have everybody come through.
You did.
Honestly,
shut up. Oh my god,
I got this. Shut up. All right, so if you guys don't actually know, Trip is the person that actually like runs everything in the background.
Quite literally.
I'm not gonna say that. They're like, everybody does their part to help out, but Trip is genuinely like the person the organizer for everything that goes on with growth. Like when you look at the pages and like what goes on, the tweets, a lot of the growth that like we've seen on the back end of things is because Trip has decided to do it himself. So like even working with our with our sponsor and like getting them to sponsor the event for the multiverse versus thing. So it's a lot bigger than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's talking about
$20 of his own money. Like,
yeah,
it's insane.
Like he does so much. It's not even funny. And I can also attest to this. He does a lot for fucking no cooldown, if not all of it. So yeah, I don't want to hear it's been kind of a slow month.
Right.
Help. No, if anything, the last thing you do is help. You do it all, and we
you
help.
do it all pretty
Literally.
much. Yeah, we help. I was gonna say, bro,
Thanks.
you have a talent for this shit, bro. Like you're really good at it, man. You
He
know,
does.
Like,
Yeah.
Thanks.
You know what I'm saying? If you ever want to, man, hey, man, there's probably a fucking org job out there for you, like for real. Like,
For real.
yeah,
Possibly,
like, 100
bro.
Thieves probably need somebody like you, bro. You really are the one with that
1000%.
shit.
1000%.
That's love, yo. I appreciate that. But not like I know again, that's like down the line. But I know for us when we thought of like, hey, we should probably like throw something on. I know in my head what at least what I thought I wanted it to be for all of us, or what it wanted to represent, man. Like us, I know we're a content group. We're all homies. We come together to really make something happen for in our own paths and together. And then when we put things together and kind of create events or create moments bigger than ourselves, I want it to really like stand out amongst different things, man. I know that's just my personal belief. Like I want it to really be like, hey, listen, people like stop on the timeline and be like, yo, what they got cooking over there. And that's just kind of like, I guess, just the feeling from my heart that comes out every time I put into this shit. So I don't care how many nights I got to spend on it or whatever, but like I as long as I'm gonna be fine. But the mission objective of just putting the best foot forward to like again just show like, hey, listen, we can put on some dope shit. We can bring communities together. That was the thought and just the intention behind the tournament.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just having that good first impression. And I hope it was for a lot of people, honestly. I really hope.
I'm gonna say this, bro. I'm gonna say this. A lot of people on the back end came up to me and was telling me they're very impressed by you. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna say a good. I'm not even gonna cite it. Like a good 5 or 6 people who were in the tournament was like, whoa, tripped it all. And I, you know me, I'm a double down. Yeah.
I already developed the game too. Like
you feel me?
Shut up.
My man had a suit ready for the day.
Yes,
Bro,
sir.
A lot of people super impressed by you, bro.
Yeah, it ran so well. It ran so very well.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. That's
I say all the hard work definitely paid off.
Nah, it did.
100%, man. I appreciate that a lot, man. And whoever that was, anonymous people out there, thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. But yeah, like when we do stuff like this, like, hopefully in the future, fingers crossed, you know what I'm saying? Wink, wink. I just want it to be like that level and even more, like get bigger and bigger. We're like, yo, we can reach out to different people and again, bring communities together, have a cool production, put all this, nice, what I'm saying, odds and ends, just make a really like cool event that again people could look at and be like, yo, that shit was crazy. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just any type run of the mill thing. Like there was love behind it. You know what I'm saying? But that that was kind of the biggest thing for me personally over the past probably month and change. No cooldown past 200 plays on the podcast as well.
Nice.
Which again, really appreciate everybody who listening into that because as I have thought about the content space and what I'm going to do, I think I'm placing more importance, I guess, in my heart for no cooldown in terms of this is the part where I want to talk about the games I want to talk about. I think my channel's going to be changing soon. And so I'm not going to allot so much space to that on my personal channel. So that's really going to go into no cooldown where you hear me and Wen talk about games, where you hear us bringing in guests, where you hear us talking about content creators' journeys and whatnot. A lot of that is going to be, again, housed there. So I really have I have so much love for that platform, man. Like again, like I've always wanted to just talk my shit about games. That's one of the things I've always wanted to do since I was a kid. So I'm glad I have the platform to do that and it's starting to steadily pick up steam, man. But yeah, on a less humble note, we are going to be one of the best podcasts in the goddamn game soon. I bet money on that. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. We talk a lot crazier. You know what I'm saying? There's some people out here, but then whatever. Anyways, back to the humble.
Hey man, when y'all ready for me to get us a viral clip, just let me know. I say something crazy.
Oh God. Speaking of future plans, for the no cooldown, I just want to say that all of growth is going to DreamCon next year. So that's pretty huge.
Yeah.
And we can start shifting into the overall growth, content journey of when we last updated. We can start with that first. So I mean, I don't know if y'all was catching all the random DreamCon fracas timelines and servers shutting down. The one dude that was walking getting his ass roasted.
But with the words,
everybody was locking it. Shut up, man. I just caught that. But everybody on growth, the whole growth team, we locked in for DreamCon, man. How we feeling
Yes,
about
sir.
that? How we feeling?
Locked in. It's gonna be fun, man.
I am excited for somebody who didn't get to go last year because I couldn't get a ticket. I'm fucking excited, bro. Like so much so. Like just to like see like everybody, especially y'all, and then just all the other streaming homies and stuff. Like I missed that, and I was like mad as hell that I missed it. But we got tickets, so I'm glad. I'm happy. I'm excited. Yeah.
I get the me and Wing get to cook glizzies by the fire again.
That was one of the best moments in DreamCon. Is that me and Grizz were literally just outside talking about.
Bro.
I don't even remember what we were talking about. But we were just like cooking hot dogs, and then I was like, "Yo, them hot dogs look great." Then we went inside. They were a little charred, but you know, we drank some extra water.
Did you see the size of the Glicks though? This man brought the AA pack of Glicks. I was like, yo.
It's because of Richie. I was trolling Richie. I said, Richie, if I buy this pack of hot dogs, you gotta eat 2 of them drinks. He's like, I am. I bought them.
Oh my gosh, bro.
So, you know,
it's almost like that really made DreamCon like such an experience. It's literally just like chilling in VC, but like IRL. It's a dope experience. I'm excited. I'm not excited for summer in Texas, but I am excited to meet y'all. I mean,
I'm also excited. I also, fingers crossed, niggas don't get COVID again. So,
because it's a very bad time.
Nigga, that was a rough experience. I literally had the most fun and the worst fun in a matter of like 5 days. Like, it was very intense.
Stay safe, man. Intense. Stay safe, man. Listen. I'm messed up
for us to do some type of content together. Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do, but I'm excited for that. I'm going to triple down. I'm talking about. I'm gonna be the interview's gonna drop while I'm still in the con. Like I'm going crazy next year with the interview content. I'm probably about to knock out. Like I think last year I did about like 20. I was lazy the first day because I was like, experiencing everything.
Yeah.
Oh wow, look at this. Next year, I know when I'm going there with a mission. You know what I'm saying? I might knock out like 100. I'm dead ass. So, yeah,
I'm with you there, bro. I'm with you there. I literally only got 1. I was like, that's cool for me. I'm good with that. But I'm coming with a game plan. And again, for the 2 that didn't go next year, I guess, I looking forward to anything. Y'all looking forward to any content y'all might want to make. What's going on with Negus and Charles? How y'all feel about, coming in as first timers, you know what I'm saying, for DreamCon?
Honestly, it's not like it's whatever. Like I'm just
brother.
It's cool. Like I'm happy to like it hasn't become a thing yet because I haven't bought flights or like anything yet.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, all right, let me like figure out. So I don't really have any content ideas. It's mostly I'm just gonna have like a bunch of content already done before I go there. So like for me, it's more of like I'm really happy that I get to meet you guys more than like the content aspect. If anything, I'm doing content like it's like, oh, we did something together and that's really it. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
But
I'm in the same boat as Negus. Unless we can do something live as far as like strictly content, right? I don't really have any plans on making any besides with y'all, but I just want to meet y'all for real.
That's the thing.
But
agree.
I'm just excited to go. Just to be in the space with that many content creators in one place. I don't think I've ever been there. As far as like a group of content creators, I've never been in a space like that. So I'm hoping like that Zenkai boost, that level up, that inspiration that comes after hits me. That's what I'm looking forward to. Like just chopping up with people, getting crazy ideas, crazy inspirations, and like having me want to grind down content. That's what I'm looking for. And I'm sure that's what's going to happen.
Honestly, I'm kind of more excited to like, it's more of like, so what I'm excited more about for DreamCon is like where we're going to be at literally at that point.
I also agree.
That's kind of like the thing I'm ready to see because by July, I already know I'm gonna have 10K on YouTube. Like,
yes, sir.
Then. So,
yes, sir.
You better have 10K on YouTube probably like in a month.
dead ass.
So, like, whatever it means for me, like around that point, like if like Cray hits 100K on like TikTok or something like that, Grizz finally gets out multiple video essays. Trip actually does his pivot. So yeah, man. When FGC we'll see. We'll see where that goes. So yeah, man. I'm ready. I'm ready to see it all.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I'm excited. I also had a sick video idea for me and Negus. It's I gave him $1,000 to dress up as an Inkling, and Negus agreed. So
I did not agree. I did not agree. I said I won't do it even for $1,000.
So I'm saving up my money. I cannot wait. The thumbnail is gonna be like this. I'm gonna have $1,000 like, and niggas gonna be in the Inkling costume. I cannot.
You have to find a paid actor.
I'm dead.
That's insane.
This is not gonna be me.
Oh my
The
goodness,
niggas got to like all day. I cannot.
Oh.
That is disgusting.
What's the next topic?
Bro, all right. Well, before we go to the next topic, real quick, bro. Welcome in, Craster, bro. We see you just dropped in the middle, bro. What's popping with you, dog? How are you doing today?
Man. I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, man. Solid.
Yeah.
All right, real quick though. It's been a minute since we've been here in the last pod. So just real quick, just update on your content journey, how stuff been going. You know what I'm saying? How have you been going with milestones? You know what I'm saying? Breaking records and whatnot. How you feeling?
I feel like when compared to the content creator I was when we first came into the podcast, I feel like a lot changed. We grew in a lot. We doubled down on a lot of things. We learned a lot of things. I feel like the group grown closer since. Oh, my bad. And I feel like everything being pretty good. Been just locked in, honestly. So.
Yeah, what them numbers looking like though? What them numbers?
100, yeah,
like?
I know he don't want to say it, but you know what I'm saying. You can say it if you want to, dog.
I mean, I'm about to say 50K on TikTok.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
50,
sir.
50.
Big
YouTube partner.
Yes, sir.
I think I actually hit 2.6K today.
Nice.
Oh, today.
Yeah.
Damn,
So,
today.
Nice.
We've been just doing our thing, just working.
I'm trying to get like y'all.
It's real momentum out here, man. I'd love to see it, man. Of course, on top of everything else, man, like growth literally, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Zuri. She dropped in like it since the last podcast. So again, big shout out to Zuri. We see you.
Right,
I'm about to say again, like you know what I'm saying, we did the whole rollout. Shout out to her. What's it called? And on top of that, you know what I'm saying, we kind of had a small other thing on top of that as well. You know what I'm saying? We got partnered with Elgato, but that was just whatever. That was just something else.
We did get part of it.
Yeah, I almost forgot about it. Honestly, I didn't think it was on the notes. I'm gonna keep it stacked with you, but but yeah, man, that happened. Again, like be sure to expect like a lot of content on that end from us soon as well. You know what I'm saying? Keep your eyes on at All for Growth on Twitter because you don't want to miss any dope content we have. Make sure you use that link. You know what I'm saying? The Elgato link to get your products and get all this nice stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? If there's if you want to buy
cool
Elgato
for our sponsor.
Facts.
Look cool.
Facts, man.
Good. Do that for us.
We needs that. We needs that, bros. We appreciate
you
y'all.
too much. If you're gonna buy it anyway, just use our link, bro. Like if you're gonna buy it regardless, just use the link. It's just the same link. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Hey man. Hey man. In a way, support Black creators. That's all I'm saying. But
man, come on, man.
But speaking of, you know what I'm saying, where some of the content may lie in the circle and how stuff has changed, man, let's move on to this topic here of the reaction epidemic, as it were dubbed. So as of a few weeks ago, I'm gonna damn well use that title because it's catchy, damn it. Don't worry. So as of a few weeks ago.
Epidemic.
Yeah, we gonna call it that, but whatever. It's whatever you want, but we'll figure it out. After basically a small critique of the reaction space from streamer Twitter, creators near and far have taken to TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and all of other forms of platform to pull more reaction content onto their channels. It's been like a huge influx of reaction content over the past 6 weeks, 6 to 7 weeks. So how do you guys feel about the latest reaction wave? How do you feel about the response to it? Whether it be, everybody copying off each other or everybody's doing the same, blah, blah, blah. How are you guys feeling about reactions right now?
Give it a win. Give it a win, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
So like my reaction's about to hit like 6K views. I'm feeling pretty good about this shit. I got like 10 subscribers off of it. I was just and the thing is that reactions, man, y'all do reactions. Anything streaming is a reaction. And most YouTube things, unless you're writing a script and breaking shit down, it's a reaction, bro. You're playing games. what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? If your face is in it, you're reacting to this shit. So, if I'm gonna watch it with my community, I'm gonna throw it up on everywhere my community is. Why wouldn't I want to share that experience with everybody? Now, if you're reacting to other people's hard work, sure. Like if you're only watching their content, just leaving, just standing there, like. But if you're adding to the conversation, bro, like that's the thing that really pisses me off is that we kind of see like, oh, it's so lazy. It's like, no, it's only lazy if it's executed poorly. That's the problem. Is that like people see reactionary content as like, oh, well, you're using Pokemon being announced as a way of getting yourself up there, and it's like, bro, they didn't have to watch me react to it. They could have just watched the trailer like everybody else. But I'm bringing something to it. I'm breaking shit down. I'm stopping in the middle of these streams and I'm being like, hey, did you guys see the fact that Ken has like a different like hairstyle right now? Or like, are you seeing like his eyes are like more empty than before? Like, are you like, that's the difference. Reactionary content, man. If you don't like reactionary content, you have too much time in it. Like if you have time for talking about, oh, this is the worst thing in the gaming space. Stop talking about shit. Make a video, man. We don't got time for that.
Right. So I'll say this. I'll say that there's been a lot of talk about how, oh, it's like Trip said, it's an epidemic or it's on the rise. Reaction content has always been in every medium, every platform. It is the baseline of content, like point blank and period. Like when said, if you're going to watch something, you add to it. That's reaction content. I just think that people. So as someone who's kind of guilty of allegedly just watching things on stream and then having fun and talking to my community about it. I'm not going to say what show it was, but that was for me a great way to bring in a community. So let's say I am reacting to somebody else's content. There are people who enjoy my thought process on certain things, and that's why they're gravitating to what I have to say. Even though I'm reacting to content, it's always been the standard, and it's always been the baseline of content. So just get used to it. Like I don't know what else to say. Just it's always going to be here.
Yeah. See, for me, I feel like, to be honest, it's a rise in reactionary content because I feel like there haven't been a lot of games dropping with a lot of replay value that's good for streams. Like,
That's a good point.
there've
That's a
been
good
story
point.
games dropping, and but I feel like games been kind of stale, or it been just a bunch of like battle royales over and over again and copy and paste. And then the games that people do play, like a lot of people have been going through a bunch of shit with Apex and being more upset because mobile looks way better than like the PC version, or they're not really getting much content, or like Fortnite feeling kind of like stale. And it's like, to be honest, it's like I feel like it's way easier to just like feel like you're having fresh content reacting to a bunch of different things rather than depending on the game to save the day and hopefully trying to find something. But because, to be honest, it's like a lot of multiplayer gaming haven't been too fun recently, honestly. So
that's actually a great point. I never really thought about that angle. That's a great point.
Yeah, it's fair. It's like the entertainment value for streamers, bro. It's like they got to entertain their people somehow. Like even if they're not entertained by playing the same old game, they're gonna find something. And they kind of just ran to just reacting to stuff. I mean, again, because it's been a staple in like just a lot of online live audience type of things for forever.
Yeah. I say this, man, about the reaction stuff. That shit tight. Keep doing it.
I think it's a good way to show off your personality too. I feel like there's a lot of people that have been like breaking away from like games, and then they like discover they're showing more of their personality through reacting. So
shout out Cray, man. When I was doing game stuff, he was like, "Hey, bro, you should react to anime stuff on TikTok." I'm like, nobody cares about my opinions. I was viral multiple times for reacting on stuff,
And now
now
people
asking for him. Watch this show right now. They literally flagging him down. Watch this show.
I have a dude, right? At one point, I had a dude. Every video I post, He'd be like, day 4 of you waiting for you to watch 86. Day 5 of me waiting. And I finally watched it, and he said, "Now watch this." I'm like, okay. Now I have another dude who's pressing every video I drop. He presses me to watch Steins Gate. So I'm like, it's interesting because I think people just want you to have an opinion on something they like or love, or good or bad, you know. Or it's like, it's kind of like similar to watching a video with your friend, you know, like, oh, I'm about to watch this video with my homie, you know, and then you kind of create that little weird bond. Yo, I feel the same way about that my favorite streamer does.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, you know, it's like, oh, I don't. That's a stupid opinion, favorite streamer, you know?
Yeah.
A wise man once said, when you make it entertainment, you either love you or hate you, you know? And with reactions, you know, it gives them that base to either love your opinion or they hate it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Facts. If you're not entertaining, you get nothing. So it's weird. From my perspective, I feel like, I mean, reactions I feel like they aren't easy. You have to put your own spin on them. I feel like for me personally, where my content is going, I don't want to do them as much because I feel like, you know, I gotta kind of, again, that's lock in. We'll talk about that shit later. But from what I see, it's putting your own spin on it, whether it be breaking something down fully and giving information based on whatever trailer or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Wen does it all the time. Negas does it all the time with Splatoon content. He sees a video or something like that, and he breaks down what this argument is and why he's either for or against it. He provides examples. He, you know, kind of goes through the gamut, whether it be that, a Twitter opinion, blah, blah, blah. Cray literally watches, again, like from certain videos, he provides his personality, entertains. So there's a second dimension of it. And you know, it's just having certain things like, you know, here or there points of information that give him, you know, or just like his general like delivery. It's just literally just him being himself, watching videos, and that's the entertainment portion. Or you could be somebody like a Grizz, you know what I'm saying, not necessarily persuading people, but again, you're giving your statement, and maybe sometimes, you know, people are just, you know, involved to make a different decision or like kind of think again about how they view certain characters. So if you're not informing, entertaining, or persuading with your content in terms of reactions, you're not really, you know, using reactions to the fullest potential. And then I feel like that's where it falls in the category of you're just being stoic, lifeless, lazy. You're just staring at a screen while footage plays, and you're not really being a content creator. You're just being, you know what I'm saying, a reposter. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's right. what the key difference lies. And I think it's been pointed out multiple times to people. You know what I'm saying? If you do content reactions right, you're gonna put your whole, you're gonna put something in there that's valuable for people to get, and that's where traction comes from. That's from what I've seen. And I'm not gonna sit here no holier than thou thing, because like, nigga, my most popular video on my YouTube channel is still like 65K. It's a Spider-Man 2 reaction trailer from last year's Spider-Man joint. It was 1 minute, and I was going crazy for 1 minute straight. Because that's my raw. I really felt like that. I'm not gonna lie. I still feel like that. If I see another trailer, I'm gonna do a backflip, potentially break my leg. But that's another thing. That's another thing. But like, it's just that putting something, either informing, persuading, or entertaining inside that reaction content, providing that valuable nugget for whatever you're reacting to. You know what I'm saying? Having that added layer, and that's what actually makes it real. But if people complaining about it, you're probably reacting right now if you started to complain about it. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying?
Your complaint is a reaction.
Yeah.
That's also true. Facts, bro. Let's keep it a stack. Like, reacting been mainstream since 1989. America's Funniest Home Videos. Go look that up.
Yes.
Like, literally. We've been doing this for decades.
Reacting. I think it's the term, oh, I'm reacting to this. It's the term that's nasty. I think that people don't really like. But I feel like, man, like, it's okay to have opinions on stuff that's going on with the internet. If you want to make it into a video, you want to sit there, record yourself, edit it, you know what I'm saying, put some value to it. I give a good example. I watch a lot of Hassan and Asmongold videos. I'll watch the video, and then I'll watch their reaction to the video, and it'd be like, oh, wow, it's interesting. I've literally just watched the same video twice.
Yeah, basically, I do the same thing.
It's something different about, you know, a super loser like Asmongold watching some MMO stuff and breaking it down. Well, see, back in 2011, when Wrath came out for the first time, I was on ITC 25. It's like, whoa, that's tough. See, I didn't have that experience. Or like with some political stuff, I'm on the very cusp of it. I don't really know about all this stuff, but here Hassan saying, that's absolutely wrong. Back in I'm like, damn, that's tough. So, you know, like, it's like I said, it's a difference between somebody pausing the video, give a little bit of information behind what you're watching, versus somebody like this.
Yeah. One of my biggest inspirations right now, or at least the people that I look towards when I'm making videos, is Maximilian Dude. And if you know FGC, then you know Max.
Amazing.
Yep.
Like
amazing.
The best examples of reactions I could think of, because I looked up the Street Fighter 6 trailer, the one that just dropped, is maybe 8 minutes long, the full trailer. His video to that video, the one of 3, because he did 3 of them, is an hour long. And I was like, why is it an hour long? But it's because of the knowledge that he's bringing in, all the facts that he's looking up on the spot. And like, if you want to take reactions to the next level, like that is like, I think peak, where it's like, I need to find out everything. I need to break down everything. I need to talk about everything. And they can do that because they have that knowledge. And that's the beauty behind it, is that it's not always black and white. You got to talk about, like, you have to break it down. You have to add your own little spin to it. And honestly, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what's going on. I've always chosen my own path when it came to content creation. So when I hear things like, yo, it's a reactions are becoming a problem, or too many people are reacting, it's like, man, why do you care about what other people are doing right now? Don't you got a video to make?
Yeah.
Also very true. I'm not gonna lie. They pumping their brakes looking at other lanes, but this is the thing for me. I feel like I've learned that connotation is so I mean I knew it was important, but like especially now, because people are gonna like hear one thing and attach it to a word for the rest of their lives. Like I'm about to reword everything I do. I'm not reacting to nothing no more. I'm adding context with my personal content. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm gonna say that every single time, and that's gonna be like, oh, word.
I like that.
I'm a context adder.
I'm a context creator. A context creator is crazy. Like what? I'm about to
fire, not gonna lie.
That's crazy. That's crazy PR, bro. If y'all say that, anybody in chat say that, bro. Make sure you pay me a text. That's crazy. Like you just gotta reword it. People say reactor, like, reactor. What are you reacting to, bro? You're putting your face on there, blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? I feel like everything needs to be reworded nowadays.
Some of the biggest YouTubers, like the white dude Cody Ko, he reacts. Nobody beeps about his reactions. He's just watching the video. He edits it well. It's edited down, but it's a reaction. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I just think, you know what I'm saying, it's a mixture of things. People just,
I think I know. I think I have an opinion about it.
Go ahead.
And it's like something that I see in the Splatoon community, right? It's like this level of like, I don't know. I think people take YouTube a little bit too serious, in my opinion. Like, obviously, you know, it's the TikTok is also being talked about in this, like, but I think like a lot of the times, like a lot of people take like content creation like away from what it used to be, is like sharing an experience with somebody, or sharing like, you know, who you are as a person. And a lot of the times I feel like a lot of people, like, say for instance, for the Splatoon community, one of the biggest things that I'll see is a lot of creators, or like people will go to streaming because they don't want to go on YouTube, because if you've ever watched Splatoon content, it is extremely like well edited, some of like the best content I've seen on YouTube. And like it's a little bit intimidating for somebody, because they're looking like, oh, I can't do that type of content. And then for a lot of people, it's funny that people will look at reactions as being like this low down thing, like dirty thing, but they don't see streaming as like bottom tier of like content creation.
Right.
You're kind of like literally just sitting there, sometimes just playing video games, whatever it is. I'm not saying that about content creation, but about Twitch streaming, because I do it also. But I've noticed that like a lot of people think they have to be doing something grand or amazing on TikTok, have crazy edits or whatever it is. But like some of the channels that I've been watching, and like some of the content creation that I've been seeing now, is like simplicity is actually a lot better than like going crazy. And if you can share an experience, if you can share a moment, I feel like, especially if you're into something, it's like especially like, say for instance, as a Twitch streamer, I love Splatoon, I love Nintendo. Why wouldn't I? My viewers already want to know my opinion. Why wouldn't I react on something? So yeah,
right.
There you go.
It humanizes the creator, you know.
Yeah.
Especially like, I wish some of my favorite video SAS dudes would just do a reaction. I don't really need your hour-long opinion edited with a perfect script. That's why I try to do both. I try to react, and I try to do my little script writing thing too to kind of give a balance because at the end of the day, people just kind of want to see you on YouTube.
Yeah.
Well, that's crazy. Hold up,
Facts.
see you on YouTube. It's kind of like
that's
the name
you.
tells you what you're supposed to do.
It's crazy.
So you.
It's like branding or some shit. I don't know, bro. That's sorcery. It's witchcraft. That's witchcraft.
That's big brain.
I don't know. That's wild. Susan, you tripping. Anyways, let's move down to the next topic here. Some interesting topic that I've seen kind of sprout from the TikTok lane and this bled over into some other areas. But apparently there was this TikTok creator, I think her name was Nadia. She played a lot of Warzone, plays a lot of Call of Duty and stuff like that. She grew super big, in the span of probably like 6 months. I seen a few videos pop on my FYP and stuff. Does crazy Warzone challenges and whatnot. But apparently a lot of people just they ragging on her. You know what I'm saying? They be on her ass. And this kind of came to a fever pitch in a sense where I seen her name pop up on the Twitter timeline. I don't normally really ever see her pop up there. And I think it was for the COD Next event that happened last week, Friday. And she was just, she was there. She's a part of it, participated, but people were really watching her because they allege that she's a cheater. They allege that she's like, using VPNs and aimbots and all that other stuff like that. And they were seeing her trying to, checking her KD and stuff between each game and all the Call of Duty stuff. So I mean, what's all this about, man? Are they ragging on her just because she grew fast, just because she's a chick doing this thing, bro? Like,
I'm gonna say this.
What's going on?
I've been tapped into this situation a lot because I'm just interested, what I'm saying? So I watched the video essay on it, then I looked her up, this is like funny you brought up because I recently just did this like Friday. I think it's a mixture of both. I think, all right, she's a young girl. She's in her early 20s, I think. She's like 22, right? Super young. Doesn't really have too much game experience. She said she was playing Call of Duty because her brothers made her play when she was young. So that's her whole gaming experience is Call of Duty, right? It's not far-fetched for a girl to just play Call of Duty and be tough at it. I think it's a mixture of both because she kind of adds a little bit of sauce on it. Like she used the hate to propel her career up, right? So she'll say stuff like, "I'm the best girl in Call of Duty. I'm better than your favorite pro." And that just gets the little neck beards, the little incel kids real high. You're not better than Faye, Swag. You're not better than Tim. Like they'll go crazy. Yeah. And she's like, "I'm better than your favorite male." So she doubles down on it a lot too. So I can understand why people are upset because she's feeding into it. But I mean, she's obviously decent at the game. I don't understand why they're just so mad. I think they're just mad that a girl is growing in their space that fast.
True.
That's really it. Because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? They'd be like, she's in low KD lobbies, but she's still cooking. Like if she was all
their favorite consecrators.
Everybody's in VPN lobbies. Everybody's in VPN lobbies.
Right.
I'll say this though. I did watch an interview with her. And on TikTok, literally like a 3-minute interview, and there was some pretty condemning footage of her wall hacking. It looked bad. I ain't gonna lie, it looked very bad. It could have been connectivity, maybe latency, maybe. But so what happened was, she ran into a room, pre-aimed, fired. They weren't there, and then there's a window at the other side of the room. So goes to the window. You see the other person on the other side of the wall. It's pretty condemning stuff, but I think it's a mixture of both. She probably, I don't know. She'd probably code. I haven't watched any of her other clips.
She'll cook
or
me.
seen her live, but it was that instance, and there are like 3 other instances they showed. And essentially, she was quiet, which I think is probably the best thing to do in that situation is just shut up. But the footage was pretty nasty. I'm not sure if it was doctored or what, but it did not look good. I will say that.
So I brought this up to I think Trip because like I think I was one of the first people. I was in ground zero of this fucking Call of Duty BS, which I don't know why it kept popping up on my FYP when I'm probably the biggest Call of Duty hater on this. Like I don't.
That's what you tell us. That's what you tell us.
Was pushing Call of Duty a long time. I swear to you, they were pushing it.
It was.
So
It was.
I kept seeing her pop up, and then I found out the whole cheating thing. So here's the thing about it, which is really annoying about it. It's not that like so it's probably 1000%. She doesn't deserve a lot of the hate that she's getting because a lot of it is really coming from a place of like not like integrity of the game. It's just hate. Because when I remember when Call of Duty Warzone was before the Ricochet or whatever, like before they started getting real serious about cheating, every time I'll be on TikTok, there'll be a live of somebody actually wall hacking on TikTok, and they would have like thousands of people watching it. Right. So like, I don't think the Call of Duty community actually cares about cheating because a lot of you guys make fun of it. A lot of you guys have kind of accepted it as part of your as your problem. So the fact that you guys are trying to like put this woman on a cross, it doesn't make sense to me because y'all don't really care this much. Because if y'all did, it wouldn't be like the gaming community as a whole just doesn't really care that much about cheating unless it's on a huge like. Remember when FaZe Swag, I think, or whoever, like the one kid got banned from Fortnite because he used the name bot, like things like that. There people were saying like, he is good, but people were asking like, yo, you need to unban him. It's not fair. It was just a mistake. But like we're over here talking about Shawty, and now it's a problem. Now we gotta watch this video. Everybody's a detective now. We gotta zoom in and make sure that all the flicks. Like I'm gonna give it a side with you. If she's cheating, yeah, boot her. But if she's not, she's not. But like the intensity behind it is super whack because there should be this much intensity for a lot of other problems in Call of Duty.
Facts.
Yeah. We're talking about Call of Duty. Can we be serious?
Hey, there it is.
Go ahead, Craig.
I'm gonna get it. I'm about to get it.
I'm gonna get it too. I'm getting them.
I'm gonna get it. Go.
Yo, they got proximity chat.
That game's gonna be so toxic.
Listen, it's gonna,
we up.
Yes, sir. Call of Duty mouse and keyboard. I'm gonna be crushing it. I bought the last Call of Duty. I was playing on mouse and keyboard, cooking their ass. I was like,
listen.
I the last one enough, but this one I might get into.
This man niggas is like no motion controls. Word. Okay, cool. Have fun,
bro. Like
I know I'm joking with you.
Y'all not getting the same feeling you got back in 2007. It's over. 2007.
Yeah.
Over.
I know. That's why I'm not playing it. That's why I'm not playing it for that. I'm playing it, to cook, man.
This is confidence boost. I'm lying. I'm playing.
I just don't want to be sweaty playing the first person shooter. You know what I mean? Like
that's crazy.
I feel like if I play Apex or something, I feel super sweaty. Like I'm tired. Like Call of Duty, I just go click some.
That's that is crazy how it's. I mean, it's always been the casual shooter, but like there's always been tryhards there. It's been like the quintessential like the pit for everybody who wanted to either try hard or do whatever, do anything. That and probably CS:GO, but like. Now it's shifted to where Call of Duty's like literally just like, hey, listen, you want to,
It's so easy. It's such an easy game. It doesn't
because so many other like more difficult games in terms of like that have become more popular to people, like Apex Legends, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? And like, the Siege at some points.
Like aim at somebody, you're aiming, and then you have a mouse button you could just click, and then you just duck. Yeah, people upset people get, and then using the controller. Oh my god, I was whoo-wee.
Yeah,
Cold War, they were
tired of BRs. I'm tired of getting fucking third party every game and then playing for 2 hours just to have to run into like somebody waiting for you to like get in a fight just so they can get 2 like charged rifle shots at you. That's not gaming for me. I want to sit there and yell at people and search and destroy.
Also, I want to say, damn, you really suck. That's why I like Valorant for a while. Valorant is super toxic, and I enjoy it. Somebody said I was paraplegic one time. The first Valorant game I played.
The first game they were calling him paraplegic. It was pretty bad.
His first game?
Yeah, it was my first game.
Yeah, and white dude walking around like, oh yeah, here, let's go, like a baby,
Wow.
Like a baby in me.
Wow.
It's kind of tough. I'm not gonna lie.
That's actually that's actually.
A new Call of Duty. Shout out that man. If she's cheating, so what? Everybody cheating.
Nah, I hear you, son. Real quick, just wanted to touch on that, man. Just touch on next topic, like for a quick second. Man. So people fucking on stream, bro. How we feel about this? You know what I'm saying? I'm dead. 7-day ban. You guys over 7-day ban, real quick. You know what I'm saying?
7-day ban.
A
7 days?
7-day ban for
7
having
days?
sex on stream
7 days?
is so
It's
like
insane.
it's insane. It's
I'm gonna
so
be
like
honest.
wild.
7 is a little tough. I'm thinking maybe more 5, 4.
We're fucking on
Honestly,
stream.
yeah, it's not like
one
that.
girl was spreading her butthole open and only got banned for like 2 days.
Right, but I think
Yeah, see,
I think the issue
that
isn't
makes more
like
sense.
I don't think the issue is like, oh man, some people got off lighter. I think a lot of more people should have just gotten, get them up out of there.
Permaban.
Permaban.
Yeah, it's just very interesting to see what Twitch thinks is permaban worthy, versus what the 7-day ban worthy. Hey man,
It's actually
I'm
crazy.
dead. So the person that banned him must be like, you know what? It's not bad. They didn't do too bad out there. 7 days. You know what I'm saying? Now you don't get the whole perma.
He enjoyed cousin's stroke. He thought that was tough. Like, cuz really busted.
Yeah.
That's tough.
You know what I'm saying? He put out a B performance. I'll give him a 7 days. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to get the whole 14 or a month. Look at 7. Imagine though, he saw some ass on cam. He was like, perma, these boys suck, bro. Listen, I'm
To be honest, I think she should have been permaban. Like, if it was kind of tough, I think maybe like do an exception. It wasn't.
What is wrong with y'all? What is wrong with y'all?
Oh shit, that's funny.
I had to look in the mirror reflection. I'm like,
exactly. I had been squinting, like I was trying to zoom in at 200. It was
On your own time. We don't
want
to know your ritual, bro. We don't.
I was just reacting.
Adding context to the content, maybe.
Creator.
Just looking
the
at
the 7-day ban is all right, but this could also go into how y'all feel about
Y'all so
Gideon
deviant.
using that to like platform to boost his kind of like, why am I banned on Twitch type of
Yeah, the Gideon Corey Kenshin situation. I mean, those are kind of coupled in the same thing. But yeah, just quick context before we get into it, man. So Gideon's been banned for like 8 months, and then Corey Kenshin came out with a video recently talking about like the kind of favoritism and like how his videos have been flagged at like, some real key points in his growth. And he seems like the team in the back offices at YouTube looking kind of targeting him in a sense. Maybe a little bit of favoritism, or it could be racism, or it could be a combination of both. You know what I'm saying? He was alleging some strong things. And then Gideon kind of been rolling with the hashtag Twitch Respond, I guess, movement, so to speak. And he's been like, yeah, it's kind of ridiculous that how I've been banned for 8 months straight, but then people can, get it rocking on stream, knock the boots, and only get banned for 7 days. So, I mean, how y'all feel about that?
the Gideon. All right, at first I was on
two different
Gideon's
things.
side.
That's the
Yeah.
All right, this the thing. I was on Gideon's side, but then I think I seen something. I can't remember what I said. They brought a good point. I think it was. Believe it or not, it was low tier. No, it was Ludwig. It was a Ludwig video.
Oh.
yeah, I'm about to say, it was a dog.
He made a good point that Corey and Gideon are two different creators, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Very
Two
different.
very different creators, right? And a claim like that coming from Corey just has a little bit more weight in the game than Gideon. Gideon's claim is not wrong, and I have to agree. But if you actively troll the website you're trying to get back on, and you're surprised
It's a
that
bad
they're
look.
not fucking with you,
The optics.
it's not surprising.
Mhm.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I remember these are billion-dollar entities, right? But there are regular people running these decisions, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's regular, and they can be petty. You think they're in the company. They can be just as petty as you want to be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, maybe Jimmy, I would have been back, but making a video, I went to Twitch Amsterdam and troll. It's like somebody seen that on the Twitch team. It was like, or he even called the Twitch dude, the Twitch rep, and was trolling him. It's like, bro, like, you don't think he went back to a higher up and told him that, and he gonna triple down on it? Like, what's wrong with you? So that's the big difference. That's the big. That's why I think like.
We could have had this conversation without bringing Gideon into it. To be honest, like,
focus where you want to focus, though. Focus where you want to.
I feel like the timing of like why he got banned, like initiating kind of like a hate raid in the midst of everybody getting hate raided, and like the eyes being on Twitch is like Yeah,
It's a
you should
bad
have
look.
known something like that was gonna happen. It's
And then he doubled down on the poke controller. It's like,
yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
I mean,
that's a
it is what it
very
is.
very bad
It
decision.
for that for what he did, it was the worst timing. The
Mm.
worst
It
timing.
was.
I just think JDI has bad time because Corey supported it, but even you using Corey's situation to platform your situation is kind of nasty.
That's
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
It's
very
kinda-
interesting. I'm a huge Corey Kenshin fan. My girl put me on, and like I haven't looked back. So I followed it a good amount, and as a YouTube creator, it was wild to see Corey speak out about anything. To be honest with you, because he's very much like I'ma just do me. I've always just done me. I'm not even gonna like bring certain things up.
Facts.
And like that's just he just doesn't like doing that shit on his platform. So when I saw it, I was like, yo, this is kind of crazy. Because not only like did this affect him, it affected like the situation he was speaking on. It affected Markiplier. Like a lot of people were coming out in support of Corey because he's right. Like it's as people of color, as Black creators, we have all seen it happen to all of our fellow peers. Like even the hate rates that were happening. Like you saw it. So it was just like insane seeing Corey Kenshin, who doesn't even curse. Like he doesn't even let the game curse either. Like he blocks out the game from cursing. You know how much editing that is? So like seeing him being like, yo, I think that they just don't fuck with me is nuts. And it's at the end of the day, it's kind of something that it's an ugly truth that we kind of have all seen at this point. And it's just sad that, you have to like it's just sad because like you see it happen on Twitch so often it kind of became part of the Twitch, like ingrained in Twitch. But now you see one of the biggest Black creators on YouTube talk about it. It's like, damn, yo, where do you even go from here?
It's not even the fact he's a big creator. He is a brand friendly, brand safe, as PG as you can get. Very respected. Never had any controversies that I know of.
Right.
He's literally he should be a platform darling. He should be up there with the Markipliers, the PewDiePies, the people who had wild situations. I don't know about Mark, but the other big creators in that space have had very wild controversies. You know what I'm saying? The biggest creator almost got ads destroyed off the platform, and they still love him. So like, you know what I mean? It's
Facts.
you know what I mean? It's interesting. And that had me thinking. I did research. I said, "Yo, who are some of the biggest Black creators on the platform?" Like, I looked up Pewdie. Pewdie had like 1.5. He got 150 million subs. Mr. Beast is like 138 million. The biggest Black creator on the platform is like it's fucking KSI. That's not wild to y'all. Like, why is it nobody else up there like that?
Where is Marquise Brown?
Marquise is like, I think he like 50.
Oh yeah, MK, yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
You can double check for me, but
and he's like the face of tech for me at least. Like when I think of tech, it's like no,
it's him, your average consumer.
What's it called? Linus, whatever.
Linus. Yeah. And it's crazy to me because like when I think YouTube, I think Corey Kenshin. Like quite honestly, I think Corey Kenshin. Like whenever Corey drops a video or says he's going on a hiatus, either YouTube shuts down because he's going on a hiatus, or like the views go crazy because he makes another video after not being on the platform for X amount of weeks or months. Like so it's crazy to me. Like when said this man doesn't like controversy, he doesn't curse like on stream, like on YouTube. He doesn't curse. And for someone to be as PG as he is, as creative, as talented as he is, to make this a very much so important talking point, it's like you kind of have to listen because he doesn't want drama, but it keeps finding him. And in actuality, we need to find what the problem is. And of course, we know what the issue is, but we don't work in corporate YouTube or corporate Twitch or corporate anywhere else, and that's the fucking problem.
I think the evidence was interesting too. Like the evidence he had, it's not 100% damning, but it is like
that's a crazy gotcha moment. I ain't gonna lie.
Right when I essentially show the same clip as somebody else, but my shit gets axed, but theirs doesn't. It's interesting. We got the same tags, same part. What's going on here? There's no consistency. So that goes to like what Gris was saying, people just being petty. So now it's like, who's keeping these moderators in check?
Yeah, and
I'm gonna
that's
be
the thing is,
honest though. I was gonna say I would be honest. If I was Corey, I just would have kept that shit moving once I got that shit age restricted. But see, that's the difference between him and me. Nigga like me, like whatever. That shit age restricted, give a fuck.
no, yeah,
You know.
and
But him, I'm happy he's still on that. You know what I'm saying?
no, for sure. The thing that's crazy too is that like it's nutty when you showed not the evidence where it was like, oh, my thing got age restricted, and then when they saw that like I wanted more, like when I was like, nah, I need you to tell me why. They were like, all right, we're gonna take down. We'd rather take down everybody's video than explain to you why we did this.
Right.
Yep.
If you want to talk about horrible moderation, you see the TikTok worst moderation system
Theirs is worse.
of all time. Listen, my account almost been banned multiple times. For example, be a regular screen interview. I reacted to nothing going on with anything. It'll be nudity. They'll report it saying, "Oh, it's gun violence in this," when there's nothing like that.
Gun violence is crazy.
And basically,
That sounds targeted.
2 flags away from being banned. Then I keep having to appeal it, and then when I go to appeal it, then 2 videos they said they should have to remove the appeal for still show on the list of flagged videos. So they never removed it, and then they end up pushing down your content if you got flagged. Then you have to wait till the appeal, wait till to remove the flag. It's a lot, and then there's like actual live chat, and there's people making millions of dollars for these people, and there's almost no like live chat. There maybe you get an email, maybe not. They tell you, "Hey, go in the feedback tab," but they don't reach out to you, and it's
It's so
like
bad.
it's worse. Honestly, I feel like it's the worst moderation system ever, and it doesn't make sense with the moderation because they'll push you down, yet they'll have a trending sound that says like the hard ER with like a bass drop behind it, and then it stays viral for like a good like month or 2. It's insane.
It's just moderation in the entire creator space is so lopsided and unchecked. It's like, yo, we're just at the mercy of, whatever weird forces behind this. You know what I'm saying? Whatever weird staff of people is behind, you know what I'm saying? Like the appeal system and all that stuff like
The
that.
cabal.
So I'm
The algorithm cabal.
Oh my god.
The algorithm. Yeah, it's just like there needs to be, again, checks and balances and like honest transparency, especially in this situation. If a company, which I know in terms of like, business values and stuff like that, transparency and trust is a very, very highly scrutinized factor of somebody's business and their brand perception. If these brands want to be seen as trustworthy and somewhere that you can put your time into, I would personally say come out and say, hey, listen, this is our appeals process, this is how it works. These people are, like this whole body of people involvement. You ain't got to name specific names, but then have a check and balances. Have some type of regulatory body that honestly keeps them honest and checks on them. You know what I'm saying? To really keep shit straight, because this is gonna keep happening. People are gonna keep getting, again, pissed off about this stuff, and you're only gonna get more problems between your creators. Probably gonna want to go somewhere else, and then a lack of trust between you, the people who are watching over all the videos that are on your your site. So it's a catch-22, but I think the onus is on the companies to try to fix up and figure out how can we preserve trust in these situations.
Word.
Yeah, man, it is what it is, man. Speaking of trust, man, I don't know if I can trust some of these Twitch streets out here, but because apparently gambling has become prevalent on Twitch. Yet again, it's seen a huge uptick as slots have become one of the most popular categories on the platform in recent months. I think it's probably soared up to like number 9 in terms of most popular categories on Twitch. And on top of that, some of the site's most popular creators like XQC and Trainwrecks were seen taking part in some of that gambling action. So thoughts on slots?
I hate it.
It's so stupid.
It,
If you're gonna allow games to have microtransactions on your stream, it doesn't make sense why you would prohibit gambling on your platform. Because people can do, I have 1,000 Overwatch boxes and we're gonna see what I get, or you actively watch people pay for heirloom shards or just shit like that. You're actively watching it. You're getting your subs for it. What's the problem with having slot machines on your platform?
There's a huge
I don't know,
problem with it, in
bro.
my opinion,
I don't
because
know.
the reason why I think it's a big problem is, in my opinion, I think it's one of the worst problems to have on Twitch is because gambling is something that will become like easy access to a lot of people, and the type of spirals that you can do with it. At the end of the day, like you are influencing. I think this is like when people talk about, oh, what about the kids? Like, I think that when you're talking about like, trying to break people away from cycles, like when you look at like Pokemon, they had to remove the slot machines because they didn't
Oh
want that like
yeah.
Yeah, that's
influencing.
facts.
They didn't want that influencing people.
Oh.
And like as a creator like XQC doing it, like at the end of the day, majority of the people that watch him are like 7-year-old kids. We all know this. Like, there's just no way. I don't believe. First of all, I don't believe they're actually real people. But
your parents should be parenting. That's all I gotta say for that.
no, I'm even talking about from like a 13 to 14, 18. Like, it's very impressionable to a lot of people, and a lot of people
I agree.
probably,
Yes,
Gambling's fun, bro. It's very fun.
Parenting should be parenting. That's all I gotta say for that one.
I get you, but like, it's to a point where I'm like, why is this like not like having advisories or even like like
any warnings like please, like if you're younger than this age, don't be doing this, like, you know what I'm saying, like, why aren't people coming out,
baby?
I'm dead.
I do it. Hey, I need the steak deal.
Look, all I'm saying, steak give you $2 million a month to have like an hour, like a week of steak streams. You doing it?
I'm dead.
That's wild.
Niggas full of it. I'm doing it. 5 times over, nigga.
I don't even gamble now, but like I just don't be gambling because
same.
I have terrible luck.
I don't care about luck. I'm
frugal,
selfish and greedy.
Yeah, I'm keeping mine. I'm keeping mine.
I went into a casino one time with $100. I was on the slot machine, blew through my 100. My best friend got on the same machine as me. She hit for a $400, and I was like, never again, never again. Will not happen.
Gambling
too. My mom.
Gambling is definitely that's the thing, is that like it's an addiction. I don't like it on the platform just because, I mean, if we're gonna be mad about people reacting to shit, like why the fuck are we like, slots isn't really a game. Like you literally throw money and hope that it gives money back.
Yeah.
I am not a big fan of it on the platform. I also agree that it can lead to a dangerous place, especially if you don't know the dangers of it. The only reason I know about the dangers of gambling is because of people in my life who have who have fell victim to that shit. And while I do agree that like parents should be parenting, I grew up with two parents in my life. The motherfuckers had no idea what I was doing on the computer because they worked fucking crazy long shifts. So like there's like some kind of disclaimer would be nice, or even like if somebody's doing a slots machine, you know how like you have the filter of like mature. Like the thing is that there are things that we can put into place to make it better for our loved ones, but there are also things that the company could also do to make it easier. And it would be significantly easier for Twitch to just be like, hey, your kid's about to go watch XQC, but he says slots on his category. Yeah. So you have to click on, hey, are you older than da-da-da-da-da, and do you understand the dangers of gambling? It would be easier for Twitch to do that than for every parent to be like, yo, what are you watching right now? It's a Hassan stream. Like that's kind of where I am at with the whole thing. I also just think it's lazy, but hey.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trolling when I say I need the steaks.
What? Riz trolling.
But I also I do agree. Gambling is very addicting. It can be very fun as somebody who enjoys the highs and the lows of gambling. I don't do it too often because I know how fun it can be. So everything is kind of whack for kids to get into it. But I also see what Charles said. Like microtransactions do exist. It is like a low form of gambling.
Don't worry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, me too. That's what I'm saying. Like so. Because this is the problem, right? Slots, yes. But like if somebody's gambling playing poker, I can see why somebody would enjoy watching somebody playing poker, especially if you play poker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a much more controlled game, at least.
And that's
at least to some extent.
Type of gambling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't. That's why I can't say I just think it should just be wiped from the platform.
Never said that. It's more
maybe just. No, but I'm saying I've heard that argument though. I've heard that argument.
Okay.
There should be no gambling on Twitch, whatever, yada yada, etc. I think maybe the best way to do it is to maybe just not promote it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe even if it is the ninth most streamed thing, don't show it as the ninth most streamed thing. You know what I'm saying? Maybe don't put those type of stats out. Maybe just
They're not
like
gonna make
you
money.
know.
That can't happen. Yeah, that
they're
won't
not
do
gonna
it.
make
I
money.
know, but you know, it could be like a soft blacklist. You know what I'm saying? It's still like streamers and stuff that or like YouTubers that are blacklisted that still do good on their videos.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So even if it's like 80,000 people watching XQC gamble, we don't have to promote the fact that he is doing crazy numbers because what does that do to a streamer? Oh, I've watched. I want to grow. This is the ninth most streamed thing. I could gamble. I could go gamble. You know what I'm saying? So
that's more what I mean is like that's the thing I'm worried about is like people like just throwing away their lives because they see XQC doing it and they're just like, you know what? I'm gonna get on here and gamble.
If they're watching XQC, they probably already did that. So
XQC is gambling, but he is not your savior. Like, relax, bro. It's not finna be the be all end all.
I do hear that.
One thing I will note is just I feel like it's been a few years probably, but we had something of like had to do with gambling, like the whole CS:GO scandal with what's the name, T Martin and Syndicate and all them people like that. They got caught up in that whole thing, selling them CS:GO skins to kids, and it was gambling. You know what I'm saying? There needs to be clear like there needs to be clear markers on what's the active gambling and what's not active gambling. If there's any actual money involved, any currency that it has to be used in a certain service, you need a full like content warning to anybody under a certain age. Gamble, like, you know what I'm saying? People over that age, tell them gamble responsibly. People under, you cannot do this. You know what I'm saying? Lock it off. There's got to be clear parameters with this, because if people start going, little kids start going to say people's, you know what I'm saying, credit card accounts, start logging stuff down, and hella charges is let go, man. There's gonna be some problems. There's gonna be some problems. They'd be like, yo, but XQC told me to do it. And it's just going to be a whole lot of like headache that can be saved by just giving people content warnings. But I couldn't.
I think that's my biggest beef though with the whole gambling stuff too. They're not using their real money; like they're using fake money. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these, like Stake, like I think XQC said, like, oh yeah, Stake gives me a bag to use. Like, I'm not. It's not my 100.
Yeah.
And they changed the RNG. You know, it's like it's a lot of scummy things in the background.
Yeah.
So they'll change the RNG for XQC so he can win more.
Yeah.
So as a viewer, you're like, oh shit, XQC.
Oh, he winning.
Up. I'm about to.
Yeah.
You know,
oh, that sounds illegal.
Yeah.
That's what that sounds like.
Aren't they getting like paid like untaxed? I think they're getting paid like untaxed too, like because it's like
really
some weird like country.
Yeah. So what?
They're getting paid through Bitcoin or like.
If you know this train wreck,
that's insane.
If you know this train wrecks XQC, I think already lived in Canada, but train wrecks moved to Canada. I think because that's the only way he's able to legally gamble on stream, because like Canada doesn't have some type of rules or something that America has. I think like you have to be in like 1 or 2 places. Like there's some gambling laws. That's why every state doesn't have a casino type beat, because it's like some certain
laws. That's been locked down for a while.
That's so shitty.
It's even worse.
Yeah, that makes it much worse.
Yeah,
I mean, I think even Aiden Ross says that he tries to say, "Oh yeah, this is not my real money, guys. Don't do it." Whatever.
That's crazy.
At least he says something.
That's sleazy.
It's shitty, but at least Aiden Ross says something. Apparently, if that's the case, like, dang, that's insane, bro. But yeah, that's some real scumball stuff, man. I just hope, you know what I'm saying, people realize, or at least have some discernment, be like, yo, listen, this is probably different if a creator's doing it and they got sponsored to do this. You know what I'm saying? Rather than, you just going and thinking it's all free.
Bag. I'm not gonna lie, I would take the steak bag in a heartbeat. 100%.
That's insane.
Them niggas can give me $500 a week.
Listen. Listen, my heart,
gamble that $500 for like 2 minutes. Well, we ran out, guys.
Nah, man, my heart only.
Grizz is not your savior.
That Grizz is dead, bro.
Please,
that nigga's your ruin.
Follow me.
For all in. Well, that's it.
What an amazing stream, guys!
Bust the 2-minute ad on the way out too. Bust the 2-minute ad on the way out, bro. He calls
worst ad of all time.
Oh, that's crazy, son. No, man. Listen, my heart only beats for another. That's Raid Shadow Legends, baby. My door's always open.
God.
All right, bro. Moving on to the next topic here. So Twitch has been changing a whole lot in the last time we talked on the podcast. We had the host feature is actually being set to be basically removed and kind of shifted. The auto host will be changed to a suggested channel, but there will be no more host on the platform as of October. There's going to be a shared ban list and deeper rate options that they're adding soon. And a stream exclusivity was removed for partners, so you can stream on YouTube and Facebook and other direct competitors non-simultaneously, and you can stream on kind of. Wait, is it?
You messed it up.
You messed it up.
Was it?
So basically,
Yeah, please correct me.
Stream on TikTok and IG. You cannot stream on. You cannot stream on competitors. So mobile.
Yeah. Wait, you can wait. So you can't stream. Wait, I thought it was simultaneously and non-simultaneously. It wasn't that at all.
So we're able to stream. So basically, you've always been able to stream on YouTube, Facebook, and what's it called, as long as you don't stream on the same day. They basically said it out loud, but it's always been that. So basically, all you're able to do now is simultaneously stream on TikTok and Twitch at the same time.
Okay, so that was the only addition.
And IG. So basically, not the competitors.
Okay, so the smaller apps were the only addition to the only true addition to that update, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So yeah, that was the same. Thank you for the correction. And yeah, that's pretty much all the major changes that happened over the past month and a half and change. But how do we feel about all of that?
I hate the whole thing.
It's a terrible idea. Awful. So I was watching an interview with one of the Twitch execs, I want to say. Forgot who it was. But essentially they were pretty much stating that Twitch is a service, not a platform. And I guess they're trying to go into the legality of what Twitch is and what Twitch will and will not provide their users. And so as a service, essentially, I guess the way he was explaining it is that you are your content creator, but we're just providing the platform, even though we're not a platform, we're a service. And you create your own organic community, following community. And your purpose is to get people to come to your community, and then we just provide you with the equipment or the platform so that you can stream. However, your advertising, merchandise, whatever, however you want to call it, that is all up to you. We just provide you with the ability to stream. Nothing else is required from us, essentially. That's the way I understood it, is that you bring everybody here. It is not our job to advertise you or to push your content. That's on you, and you have to be creative in how you do such things. That's the way I interpret it. It's kind of scummy. I don't think that it was a good idea to remove the host feature, specifically with creating communities. Who's to say that my community doesn't involve other creators and their communities as well? It's just not a good look, in my opinion. I think they're just trying to throw out as much as they can to save face and to save the ship, because I think that they see a very close end coming. I don't know. I think they're just trying to do whatever they can to get the water out of the boat, and this wasn't a good idea. They just made the hole larger.
I think them allowing you to simulcast on TikTok is a big mistake, because niggas is touching bags on TikTok. Right?
Yeah.
And I can see TikTok being, I'm about to have a hot take. Next,
It's
like
not a hot
5-6
take.
years,
Not a hot take.
TikTok could be a bigger streaming platform than Twitch. Next 5 to 10 years, I can see it happening. Just because most of the time, people are not watching streams on computers most of the time, a lot of times, right? Niggas is on the go, watching streams at work, blah, blah, blah. The app is native for that. So it kind of, it could be possible.
It's
not far-fetched.
Yeah, if they're not as strict on stream, they can definitely be a powerhouse. But the fact that you one curse word away of being suspended on TikTok Live kind of sucks. I would have been streaming on there.
Listen,
no,
we're not talking about people who look like us. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna put that out there too.
That's
Fair point.
In general, it's like you overly curse or something, you can get taken down or you can get taken down for BS because their moderation don't really like know what they're taking you down for. They just say nudity when you're in the middle of playing Stardew Valley.
So I hear what you're saying, and I think that it is a very much a real problem. The only reason I would disagree is just because I feel like TikTok's moderation would be an easier fix than Twitch's lack of an algorithm or lack of a platform. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Will TikTok switch? I don't fucking think so. I think they're gonna keep doing what they're doing until it doesn't work anymore. Um, I think that both of these platforms have a huge problem. Twitch is only getting worse, it seems. Um, if TikTok could fix their moderation to really house that big of a platform, like I think I 100% agree, they need to fix their moderation and how they handle content because they drop a lot of bags. And a lot of people, like even people who starts blowing up on TikTok, will make backup accounts because they have to. Like you have to do that on TikTok because they'll ban you for no reason.
Right.
I the exclusivity thing, I always thought it was BS. That's why if you watch my streams, you know that I stream on YouTube and Twitch at the same time. I unaffiliated because that's one of the things that they ask you to do is like if you're going to be an affiliate, you can't stream on both things. Um, them adding TikTok and IG Live, I felt like was the laziest way of getting an algorithm. They just said we're going to borrow somebody else's.
Yeah.
Like what Grizz said is like even in my day-to-day job, I've seen creators on TikTok get paid more than streamers who are partnered. Like that is just the nature of the beast. There's a lot more opportunities on some of these platforms than Twitch, and it's not because um, TikTok and them are trying. It's just because Twitch doesn't really care about you making the money. As long as the subs are coming in and people are watching the ads, they're getting paid regardless. They don't really
Right.
need a reason to incentivize you because at the end of the day, oh, somebody's watching your stream. Oh, somebody just subbed to you. They watched an ad. It's quiet for you, bro. I did my part. Now you got to figure out the rest.
100. It's just a lot, man. I mean, just to speak on some of the other things. I mean, the shared ban list again, that's pretty cool. Again, having a little bit more common protection tools and deeper rate options to kind of safeguard against like hate rates and all this other like BS. That's good, and I think it's actually a smart move from them doing that. But in terms of yeah, the exclusivity removed for partners, it was people were just like, oh yeah, like rejoice and do all this other stuff, and I'm just like, I felt like that was kind of like it's like the cop out low key. You know what I'm saying? The more I thought about it, I'm like, like literally, we were talking about it like same day. We was like, yo, is it me or is this like a cop out low key? Because I mean, they just don't want to think about creating an actual an algorithm to support people internally on their platform. They're just like, hey, yeah, I got it. Whatever y'all find, y'all can bring it back.
That just goes into like the interview. I got to find it again. But that's why they're saying we are a service. Our job is not to display you. It is your job, like quite in quote unquote, it is your job to bring people to Twitch to watch you. That's like that was their words verbatim. They don't want to create the algorithm. They don't want to display their creators on the front page. We already know what that's talking about, but is they are trying to find the most legal way to say we're going to do what we're going to do and good luck to you.
Right.
Yeah. To be honest,
They basically saying it.
the funniest thing I feel like about Twitch is like they'll remove something major, but then they be adding like these little quality of life things, and then like a lot of people forget about it. But I feel like Twitch is very good at adding like a lot of tools while you're streaming, but not really like to pull you in. And I feel like I can't go by that unnoticed. They had a lot of like really cool small tools that I feel like
Yeah.
if the other platforms did, it would be a game changer. But for some reason, it's just taking too long to roll out. To be honest.
And that's the thing though that gets me. It's like when I really think about it, again, Twitch of course has had so much time as a market leader because they've had again all these years just at the basically in their lonesome to really accumulate skills, really accumulate their service and their UI and be up to this point. But when it comes to like a few things that if they spent some time, they could still be far and away the market leader. But now that I guess that kind of lead is eroding, so to speak, they just kind of don't want to fix it. I feel like it's a money thing at the end of the day. They don't want to spend too much money creating an algorithm because they're so far in the hole as a service already. You know what I'm saying? As a business entity, they cost Jeff Bezos hella money. You know what I'm saying? So why would they spend even more money to go create an algorithm to go promote y'all when we're already like several like millions of millions of dollars deep and we can't pay Daddy Bezos off?
And to be honest, like, partially you got to put some blame on these other platforms at the fact that like they're allowing them to do whatever, because a lot of these platforms are just taking too fucking long to add shit. To be honest, they're taking too long, and it's like, to be honest, like YouTube, they're busy signing everyone in 6-figure deals instead of like adding features to make people be like, maybe I should stream one here instead. It's like, honestly,
I want to say this though, Craig. That makes, I get what you're saying, but like in Fortune 500 company land, you just can't make changes quickly.
Facts.
Because it's a lot of moving ends. First of all, your board has to approve it. Then there's multiple hella market research. And then after the market researchers, the UX UI designers have to interview 500 people of this variety, that variety, this variety, that variety, right? And then the engineers have to go in the background. And then there's engineering testing. And then after the engineer goes back, it has to go back up to the board to see if the board approves that. And if they don't, it has to go back to that whole process again.
Yeah.
So, those type of changes just, in our mind, it feels like, oh, just do what Twitch did. They might have data that says otherwise, but then they're like, oh, well, should we counter our data with this data? It's a lot of moving pieces. In our mind, it's like, oh, just change it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In their world,
valid point.
Different.
Yeah. It's a whole thing.
Different. These are billion-dollar companies, right? Where they feel like if they make any decision, could be a net positive or a net negative. And at the end of the day, they care about how their board feels about their growth, right? So,
exactly.
And to be honest, I feel like, their board is kind of stupid, because if you're choosing to invest like millions of dollars into a creator that's barely ever going to stream, or basically treat it like a retirement home and stop caring about the fucking streaming once they secure that bag, instead of like putting that money into more features, kind of stupid.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm gonna say this too. Amazon idea of buying Twitch never was to support Twitch. It was to get the proprietary software, proprietary code that they have for live services. Because Twitch, I mean, Amazon makes a lot of money hosting these server shits for like businesses, right? If my company uses like a lot, if we have like a big like company meeting, and like the CEO is live streaming stuff, it's not through Teams. They use like an Amazon business account that we all have on our shit.
AWS stuff.
Yes, and it's literally a Twitch stream, just professionalized. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, Amazon could just really, if they want to, just ask Twitch. They own what they need from the company, which is to sell this to Fortune 500 companies, to companies. You know what I'm saying? I work in a big government office. It just, that's what they use it for. They can use it for smaller websites to buy. Like, they can make their money. Twitch, I think they keep Twitch around for cultural relevance. But if the day ever came where they didn't really care about that anymore, or it's just so unprofitable,
gone just like that, just out of there. I agree 100%. And just to speak on just the timing stuff, I will say this. I feel like YouTube are closer to a leap catching up to Twitch than Twitch is making it farther in terms of actually supporting the platform or whatever. Because you clearly see they're going their own direction with it. Like, yo, listen, we're just here to like give y'all the space to create whatever y'all want. You know what I'm saying? But within this bounds of what we're doing, it's easier for them. Because I feel like YouTube's already been actively working to make UI, but I feel like there's so many decisions that they have to make in terms of, is it connected to the app? Is it its own experience? There's so many decisions they have to make that alter what they're doing in terms of YouTube's site, and there are already established inner workings that is going to take them a little bit to really get off the ground with it. But I feel like they're going to be moving faster than not. Like I believe they're going to probably have at least like a major content update at least twice a year, I would say, and it's going to start to come with more features. I feel like we're going to start to see that, and probably maybe a full rollout of like a whole YouTube live streaming section or a YouTube live section, probably in like 1.5 to 2 years. I feel like that's gonna be like the big rollout of everything, but they're gonna keep updating stuff with little things like the gift subs and the raids and the all that good stuff like that, the bells and whistles. But in terms of like Twitch is they're a foregone conclusion in my opinion in terms of they're not gonna give you the support that you need if you want to grow. They're not gonna provide an algorithm. They're not gonna provide a basis for you to do what you do because it costs them too much in terms of the grand scheme of things. Their profit margin's already small enough. They literally can't afford to help. So they're not. They're going to provide something for basic safety so they don't get sued, but they're going to, what I'm saying, anything beyond saving, their ass in terms of liability, they're not going to do. They're not going to do it.
Actual.
Yeah.
They just provide the platform. That's all.
100%. Moving down real quick to this little thing right here, bro. So I don't know if y'all peeped it, but like I think on September 1st, Ninja had this whole thing where he said he was taking a break. He was like, I don't know when he'll be back. Not really, coming through. I just gotta, take care of some stuff, whatever. Literally a week later, he comes back with a whole grandiose commercial and advert and stuff like that. And he's like, I'm streaming everywhere. So now he's been streaming on TikTok, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, daily across all different platforms, across all types of platforms. You know what I'm saying? And he had this rollout. So I mean, how do y'all feel about like him taking his hiatus, coming back, doing it the way he did? What's popping with that?
His Twitch numbers was crazy today. I was in his Twitch stream earlier. It was like 20K. I was like, damn, I ain't seen Ninja with 20K in a long time, consistently.
It's because of what's his name's icon reveal. Cypher PK got
Cypher.
he
got a skin.
New skin. Yeah, new skin.
Yeah,
I seen
so
that too.
that
I think him and Cypher played for a little bit too.
Yeah, no, I was watching it.
Ah.
So yeah, as somebody that like I felt like the stresses of like mental health when it comes to like, streaming the same game over and over again. I thought what he did was like absolutely shitty on top of the fact that like he came back with a shitty ass montage.
Yeah.
Like if you were going to come, like, I don't care. Like if you took a few days, like, do you, right? Cool. Like you felt like that was like a good amount of time, but like to not even like, maybe give an explanation of like,
address anything.
Like this is what was really going on. I just need some time, whatever it is. But then to like come back on the same thing and then just drop like possibly like a big marketing ploy the whole entire time, it just looks bad. Like
Yep. Yeah, facts. As someone who takes multiple hiatuses, this is probably like my second or third hiatus for streaming. I completely agree with Negas. Like this is literally just a marketing ploy. It's the whole you're gonna miss me when I'm gone type thing. Whereas I'm gonna remove my presence from this platform for 2-3 days, and then wait, I'm back. Just kidding. You guys need to follow me on TikTok. You need to follow me on IG. Everywhere that I'm streaming, sub to me so that you get all the content. It's a slap in the face for people who actually go through things. And actually feel the stresses of streaming content creation, but don't have the financial backing to be able to take, let's say they are full-time content creators, they don't have the same opportunities as Ninja does to take those week vacations or week hiatuses and actually recoup their mental. Like I'm not going to say he was faking anything because we know like Ninja has been in the hot seat for a while.
No, it's not about faking.
Yeah, right. Like not to say that he's faking or anything like that, but the way that you come back matters as well.
Yeah.
No explanation. Literally, he came back on grind mode and I was in one of his TikTok streams and he was pretty much like, "Yo, sub." I'm like, we're not going to talk to your fans about what's going on, how you're feeling. Reach out to somebody who might have been feeling the same thing in your community. Nothing, just back to the grind. I mean, all right, I get it, but I feel like because he's been in the hot seat so long, he needed something to elevate his views, and I don't think he did it in the best way ever, like at all. Like I think it was pretty scummy the way that he did it with a shitty montage at that.
It's crazy. I'm about to say, go ahead, bro.
Outside of that, what he's doing, cool, like crazy, like streaming everywhere, like that's right. Like I guess it's really dope. Like
It could be tough. It could be tough, man.
It could be, and it also could mean a whole bunch of other things. But it's a really cool idea. That's outside of that is mostly just like the mental health part is kind of lame when you don't really like explain like what's going on. So yeah.
It's just the
You don't
fact
even
that
have
it
to
felt
tell.
kind of.
You don't even have to tell me like, yo, this is what was going on with me. You have to say like, yo, I was really in a dark time, like place at that time. I needed a few days. I took 9 days off.
Nothing.
That's really all it is.
Said nothing.
And that's it.
Yeah,
Facts. There wasn't.
It kind of just felt.
There wasn't no buffer.
Marketing
There wasn't.
shit.
Yeah, that's the thing that killed me though. There was no buffer. There was like, okay, guys, I'm cool. Got some cool stuff. I'm ready to go again. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't no prep for that. It was just right back in. Like we didn't know where he was. You know what I'm saying? Like people that like actually tuned into his content had no clue where he was, what he was doing, if he was okay, blah blah blah. Then he came straight to commercial. I'm everywhere. Go subscribe to me now on all channels. Like what?
It literally just looks like a big business move.
It comes off
on face value. It's a business move.
It comes off disingenuous. You know what I'm saying?
Very
it's
much
like
so.
It's the shock value return. You know what I'm saying? When somebody gets banned on Twitch, when one of those popular streamers, you know what I'm saying, a Pokemon, blah blah blah, XYZ, you name them, they get banned and they come back on Twitch. What do they get? A huge reception, big boost, lots of subs, one of the best days that they had like in like several months. That's what it felt like to me. He was just looking for a big boost to come back to and then start a next like a little new chapter and stuff. You know, so it's like it just comes off so disingenuous when you framed it like that. If you could have gave us a warning, you know what I'm saying, gave people like an actual like message like, hey, listen guys, I'm cool, got some real cool plan, can't wait to start again, blah, and just move, that's fine. But you know what I'm saying, it just felt like, it felt desperate, bro. That felt desperate, and that felt very again inconsiderate to people who like, you know, like, you know, like that might be a real life situation for somebody. You know what I'm saying? Not to say it wasn't for him, but the comeback, the actual like the statement that, okay, you're good, but I'm actually moving on to the next thing. You didn't do that, and it came off as, you know, it just felt like marketing.
Yeah. I think we summed that up. I think we summed that up pretty accurately.
Yeah, 100%. All right, man. Before we get up out of here, I did want to leave a section just to quickly talk about what we got going on next in terms of, you know, just the group and individual content. So I know the next few months are going to be crazy hectic. So many games, a lot of different projects, a lot of different contents coming. What you guys working on next, man? Anybody? Open to the floor, man.
I'm working on getting my YouTube started. I'm excited for Pokemon. I'm like super excited for Pokemon. So just working on that. I've done a pretty much an overhaul of my stream, overlays, displays, alerts, all that good stuff. Just revamping for the comeback. So that's what I've been working on personally.
Word, got you. I was about to say, Cray, what's good with you?
Right now, I'm working on figuring out, because, you know, I've been doing a lot of like reactions on TikTok. I feel like I can probably I was thinking about making another one for more so like random just chatting things, or thinking about how I can ease in like certain just chatting things also with the reactions at the same time, because I feel like low-key I can probably like dabble a little bit with different things now that I'm starting to get like a little bit of a viewer base. So I'm just figuring out stuff with that.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Yeah, right now I'm just like, you know, we have the consistent flow on YouTube, stuff like that. So I'm just worrying about like what's the next step regarding TikTok. So yeah,
got you.
Man.
Okay, word. Grizz, man, what you got going on next down the line?
Let me see. Still consistent anime. TikTok still coming at your head top. What else we got? We're gonna try to do the 2 YouTube videos a month, so I have to drop one very soon to hit my quota. So that's gonna be working on that. Also, I think top of the year, I'm gonna start dropping some rap TikToks. You know, start rapping on TikTok. I kind of figured out my format and stuff, so I start doing some.
We need to see him on the duets.
Yeah, duet stuff, cool stuff. You know, stuff. You know, I'm gonna have to shoot it cooler than, you know. Next to the, I hate that shit. Whatever, I'm shooting cooler. So that's been an idea. Since I understand the app a lot better, I'm definitely gonna tap into that. Really, yeah, just YouTube and TikTok keep pushing that. My goal is by DreamCon to like I don't really know. I don't want to say do a panel, but like to have niggas ask to be in the interview, not me ask niggas to interview. So like I think that'd be cool.
It's
So
possible.
I think it is. I think especially in the space I'm in right now, it's cool. So I'm gonna keep stressing myself out to get these 3 TikToks out. And keep stressing myself to write these damn video essays and keep doubling down.
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%. Now, what you got going on next, bruh?
A lot of ideas. Some that I'm definitely gonna execute. Some that I'm still debating. For sure, diving more into fighting games. I'm debating if I want to start doing a road to Street Fighter 6, and just streaming my progress in learning that game. But with so many fighting games coming out, it's gonna be a little bit difficult. But definitely wanting to have more open opportunities for people who play multiverses or people who play fighting games in general to like participate with some of my content, or even just like it having stream nights where people like can jump in and either come practice or come play. Like I'm really trying to create more of a community with that. On top of that, more longer form content. I love doing reactions. It's so fun watching anime trailers with people, and just even people in the comment section just being like, "Yo, did you know that this is gonna happen?" I found out more information from my comment section sometimes in the actual trailer. And I wanted to just start incorporating more longer form content and finding a way to speak on games that hasn't, I feel like, been done before, in a way that's very engaging. And I have an idea for that, and it's coming in the pipeline. But working full time is a pain. But we're getting better. We're getting faster. We're getting snappier. And it's gonna be a really fun few months. I'm also in the Grizz type time. Like I want to go to DreamCon and people be like, "Yo, you want to run some friendlies?" or "Yo, you want to do XYZ?" I'm very excited to meet a lot of people after this big crunch. It's like bulking season, but for content.
Oh
I
yeah.
want to say this when having making content is harder than your 9 to 5. I just want to say that if you didn't know. I wanted to do a quick thing though. Anybody who I personally feel like right now, if you're into fighting games, please double down because there is about to be a slew of heavy hitters. I told one of my close homies in the fighting games, as a nigga who's not even in play fighting games, I'm so interested in the space right now. You got Street Fighter 6, Tekken, Project L. People who still play DNF Duel, Guilty Gear is still in the midst of season 2.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what I'm saying? I literally watched almost everything in Evo. Like, it's about to be a slew. We on the next generation. I watched a 2-hour breakdown of IDOM and who else? Who was it? Oh my god, I can't remember his name. Who's the best Street Fighter? The Japanese guy. Daigo.
Yeah.
Daigo.
Oh yeah, the Daigo match.
IDOM and Daigo match. I watched it too, bro. I will never play Street Fighter.
Don't say never, baby.
Nah, we
never.
I will never
competitively
play Street Fighter 5.
Oh, 5.
But so it's like I like anybody who is in the fighting games, this is probably your best time to be a content creator because it's about to get thick.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of heat.
Dang.
A lot of
you
heat.
see Wen with the sweat laden fight stick right there. He just put it in position. He's like, I'm about to run it right now. He said, I'm about to run it right now, boy. I think it's a game. But I'm about to say, what's it called? Niggas, let's roll to you, man. Warzone content, I presume, in the future?
I'm dead.
No. Right now, it's like just like trying to, just get stuff out, coming up with new ideas, revamp the YouTube channel and stuff like that. Right now, it's really just like grinding, and that's really it. And hoping that they get their shit together with Splatoon because it's looking crazy. But
Man, I've had so many disconnects with that game.
Yeah, they need to get their shit together.
Oh dang,
Nintendo's ass.
Nah, I didn't know the connections were that bad. I know you're talking about the internet was like straight garbage. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I didn't know it was like still extended this bad. That was a blip.
That's another video. Like the other day.
Fair, man. That's a lot, bro. But yeah, I guess in terms of me individually, before we kind of go on to the next thing, it's at a macro level, it's kind of just a continuing to find, I guess, the voice, so to speak, and just kind of building a community and, kind of continuing on that path. Cause I'm in this weird spot where I'm like, I'm doing things and I'm like, I'm kind of streaming here and there, but I'm also doing a lot of stuff on the back end. So it's hard to be front facing and back facing at the exact same time and, do everything else that I got to do in my life. So it's finding that balance and still figuring out how I can, again, build an audience and build, people, who are like consistently watching me, build that, again, that community sense. Hopefully it starts on YouTube sooner rather than later. I know I need to, kind of start up with, what's it called? Again, the video essay content. I'm turning into the vet. I have stolen Negas's refocus mantle, and I will have to be applying that to myself for the near future. Just trying to lock down on actually making video essay content. So expect that for me coming down the line. Just continuing to expand the podcast. We are, at some point we will be looking for guests on No Cooldown. So, kind of bringing people in, talking about half the news and talking about a little bit about creators' journeys. Of course, we're probably going to start with a lot of these motherfuckers in here, but of course we're going to expand to other people, talk about what's going on, get a good kind of a nice interview in a sense as well. Let me see what else. TikTok. I'm also like kind of reframing a little bit as well. I've been thinking about just kind of starting with some small series, just talking about some stuff that I like in a very calm, not super high production demeanor, and just make it as relaxing as possible and fun and repeatable for me in terms of TikTok. Outside of my individual stuff, man, growth has a lot of shit going down, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Growth has there's a lot of stuff like in the works and kind of like starting to get rumblings. First and foremost, since the last podcast, we really started bracket battles. Like I think we started bracket battles, or at least we had at least one of them down.
Yeah,
I can't remember, but yeah, man, how y'all felt about that?
It was interesting.
I just wanted to say I'm 2-0.
This nigga.
How are you
he doesn't keep score correctly, so I don't believe what he says.
2-0. How?
That's
I'm
what.
2-0.
Don't even ask him. Don't even ask
I'm
him.
2-0, bro.
It's a math that doesn't make sense.
Doesn't
I'm
make
2-0,
sense.
bro.
We
2-0, bro.
we can move on, but yeah,
I don't.
they've been good.
Yeah, but yeah, man, we're definitely trying to plan to do that, and yeah, that's been really, really fun, honestly, to do. Hopefully we can include more, like group events and group content and stuff like that, group, spaces and things where we can come together and, just showcase the whole crew or, parts of the crew, whatever type of content we do and break down this as well. Another event, after the GMI, getting feedback from everything like that. I know I'm personally down to do another event sometime in the future, but the timing's got to be right. And we got to make it, that notch up. I know people were suggesting a couple things. They were saying, Smash, Tekken. They were saying a lot of different stuff all around the place, bro. But I don't know, man. How y'all feel about another event?
Yep, the growth squared off is coming very soon.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about it.
All right, that's been the podcast, everybody. Thank y'all for showing up. We appreciate y'all, and we are out. Thank y'all so very much.
Oh my gosh, bro.
We are now disbanding.
Who said that? Who said that? I forget. Oh my! No, not Grizz. I mean the person who commented that. There was a comment that they said that, bro, and somebody held on to it.
Yeah, that was like
Day wild ass.
Crazy. Like,
oh my gosh. Listen. I'm good to go, man. Is there anything else? Any closing notes that I want to say on the pod, bro? Please, now is the time. I'll start.
I want to say it has been beautiful being in this group. I never thought I would have a group of people, friends, I would say, to make uncomfortable with wild remarks. And it just every time it just makes me happy to make some new cringe.
Right, you're sicko.
Sick man. This is a sick Negro.
Watch the space. Grizz does not make the decisions for the group on the next thing. So watch the space. We have a lot of cool things coming out your way.
But if I did.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, Craig, any closing notes before we get up out of here?
No really closing notes. Definitely Grizz, we're definitely go in the lab with that.
Yeah,
but
maybe get Miss B Nasty to host.
Oh my. Hey yo, come on.
We'll definitely be speaking later. All right.
Y'all some sickos, bro.
Charles, go ahead, bro.
I have no closing notes. Like, whatever we can do to stop these motherfuckers from coming up with ideas, we need to do that.
Yeah, we can just end.
Yeah.
I'm dead.
Yeah.
I'm dead, bro. All right, man. And Nega's closing notes did just end.
Oh, no, we can just end.
Just end. All right. Listen, my closing notes is make sure you guys are following us, man. Check out at All for Growth on Twitter for all the content that we're there. We're also there on YouTube. Just search up All for Growth or just check our Twitters and go from there. Make sure to check out all of our members, all the individual content that we're doing. A lot of dope stuff that's being said. A lot of members that you didn't see on the pod today have been doing dope stuff as well. You know what I'm saying? K-Dot, you know what I'm saying? K-Dot, Mac, Ace, Azuri. You know what I'm saying? They've been doing, you know, hella crazy stuff out there. So make sure y'all check them out as well. Again, more content on the horizon. Just watch this space, man. That's all I gotta say. For real. Watch this space. Just like Gwen said, it's really about to get crazy out here from an individual standpoint and from a group standpoint, man. So yeah, man. Up the growth. We'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.